TV Live, and we are coming to you from the fish market area, to be exact, directly in front of where the invisible park is being built. We are here specifically because we came to capture the work that the Armed Forces of Liberia, or the AFL, is doing here. As you are aware, the AFL, that's the Armed Forces of Liberia, was thought of as being one of the warring factions, if we may. For that matter, during the heydays of the Civil War in Liberia, the AFL was factionalized, and because of that, it was disbanded and thus restructured. And so we have the new AFL. The new AFL, that's the new Armed Forces of Liberia, has been transformed and is now being referred to as a force for good. The transformation, of course, represents a geographical and professional balance that we are now witnessing with our soldiers. And so we are here to capture some of what the AFL has been doing in the Republic of Liberia since its transformation. And this is just one of many such things that the AFL has been doing. As you can see here, the engineering battalion of the AFL is at work, working on the sidewalk or the side pavement of the road right here around former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's residence, directly opposite her residence. And of course, they are making or fixing a pavement or a sidewalk so that pedestrians will have a chance not to walk on the main road where the cars will be passing, but rather pass somewhere where they can walk under the main road. And so we'll be going around, as you can see, and these are the men at work right here. These are the Armed Forces of Liberia's engineering department, and they are at work. See the kind of professional work they're doing here. And I am told, of course, we'll be speaking with the OIC, the officer in charge here, who will be telling us the basic of the work here, as well as some other initiatives that have been undertaken by the Armed Forces of Liberia. My name is Trojan, and of course with me on camera is Sylvester Chilople, and we will now go to where the work starts from the equipment. Let's tell you from where the work will be starting. The OIC, the officer in charge, is here. You see him here monitoring, and of course telling his men exactly what he wants done, so that when this work is done, everyone will feel proud that indeed our army is just not an army made to defend the land, but it's also an army that has been turned into a productive one, helping to rebuild the country as well. And so we'll walk along and I'll show you the kind of work that they've been doing alongside the road. Show you the kind of work that they are doing along the road here, around this fish market. It extends, I think, all the way to the Old Road Junction. But the OIC, Major Dada, will be telling us exactly the scope of the work here very shortly, when we will be turning our microphone over to him. Very shortly we shall be talking with him here so that he can give us a vivid scope of exactly the type of work they're doing here, what it entails, and of course, and he's also telling us about some of the work that they also have been doing around the country, not just in Monrovia, but they've also, I'm told, have been working on roads. They've been working on some buildings, and of course, they are here again, the engineering battalion. Aside from this, of course, you all been hearing in the news recently that 17 a 17-member delegation or a troop. I don't know how to call that. I'm not a soldier, but they are present in the United States of America attending a war simulation in North Michigan. They are there currently, and of course, are headed by Deputy Chief of Staff, Geraldine George, and so they are in the United States as well as we have our soldiers present in Mali, where they are also carrying on a peacekeeping mission there in Mali, in that troubled part of Africa, providing professional service as well. So this AFL that was once looked down on as one of the warring factions perhaps in Liberia has now been restructured through the help of international partners. And this AFL now is one of the most respected security apparatus in the Republic of Liberia. They are well respected. Of course, they've been out aiding in the fight against COVID. They have been assigned at various checkpoints, and of course, the professionalism in which they display there is one that every Liberian can speak to. And of course, coupled with the fact that they are also providing or working along with the government, if you may, and other partners concerning the infrastructure development or the rebuilding of our country, as you can see them doing now. So very shortly, the commander is, we'll be talking with him. He is overseeing this entire project here. And like I said, Fabric TV will bring you and he will be telling us exactly the scope of this particular. All right, so here is the Major Dada. Okay. Let's face camera. Okay, sir. Thank you for allowing Fabric TV to sort of capture the sort of work you're doing here today.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. First of all, I'm Major Dada. I'm the executive officer of the first engineer company. Doing this work. So we are that engineering unit that supports the 23rd Infantry Brigade. I think as you all may know, this is our second SAR work project. We did the first one.
So you are the same people who work around the Kingsville?
These are the teams. It is a SIM unit.
Okay.
So gradually we try to do most of these things to rebrand ourselves, knowing the history of the airport. And we take pride in so much what we do, so much of what we do, because this is showing the Liberian people involved, that besides just carrying weapons or, let's say, runaway.
Okay, Major Dada, I understand that the battalion, the engineering battalion, aside from doing this sidewalk construction, you're also involved in some other areas with road construction and all of that. You care to let us know some of what the battalion, especially the engineering battalion, is involved with?
Okay, so if I give you a brief history, since 2014, we've been involved with the rehabilitation of rural roads throughout Liberia. So to date, I can tell you we have done the rehabilitation of over 350 primary unpaved roads, lateral roads. That is in the southeast somewhere. Our first road project, biggest road project was in Sino. We did a road for the Independence Day that was held in Sino. We did a road, a section of road for the Ministry of Public Works in Yamfata and Greenville. That was our first rural rehabilitation project. The second one was when we did a road from Bonjaman to Fuya, and we went to other parts of Fuya, and then we came back from Bonjaman down to Soso. The subsequent time we went to the southeast. We did a road from Dwedru all the way as far as Kawe Ken, Riverchi County. So since then we went doing other roads and bridges throughout the country. In Bapulu County, there was one district that was isolated about water and water, and we had to do a bridge over there for the assistance of the Ministry of Work at the time. That was in 2016. We did a radio brief on this. And that was 22 days we did back then.
Now, wonder, the kind of work you do, can your engineering battalion, with the kind of work that you do, a lot of people see, and they're seeing it right here, can you be trusted, or what sort of, what is the level of grade of work? You are an engineer, I'm not, so maybe you will tell the sort of grade of work that you can do. Can you build a role like this, and can people trust you with that to do?
Well, I don't want to be doing my own one so soon, but what happened is that it's all about capability.
Okay.
So our current capability, we can do unpaved roads, like lateral roads, as well as minor concrete works. We can even do concrete roads, with the capability we have. But when you talk about asphalt road, that's a whole other set of capability that we don't have yet.
Okay.
So, but with time and the capacity building that our unit going to get, we hope that we can reach that. We can reach that point.
Okay, so let's look at the sort of motivation or the challenges. Let's say the challenges that you face in doing these kinds of work.
One of our biggest challenges right now is the weather. As you know, it's the rainy season right now. Also, have concrete finishing when it's raining. So I mean, like today we're standing here. I'm so happy that we have a sunny day. With this kind of weather, what we're doing, pouring concrete. So one of our major challenge right now on this project is the weather. But for welfare, materials and everything, we got all of that covered. We got to run that.
So where are you working from on this particular road now? Where are you working from? Where are you stopping?
There's a small section of sidewalk, unlike the one we did at the ELW junction. We're doing this one from the water and sewer entrance all the way down to the Orange Junction car wash. That section we tend to do both sides with the availability of material. It's just a rather small section.
So you're going to be doing both sides of the road?
We might do both sides.
Okay, with the
availability, based on the availability of material.
Okay, so how long is it going to take you, or does it depend on how good the weather is?
That's definitely that's the answer to the question right there. The weather dictates the time here, but till date we've been here like almost 3 weeks, and I think we still on schedule. So we estimated 1 month and a half to do this section on the road, but we still gotta do.
So can you tell us the durability of the concrete or the pavement you're doing here?
For those who understand concrete work, the concrete we make it on site with the specification from the laboratory at the University of Liberia in Fender. This is our design mix, and what we use for sidewalk is C25. So we make cubes here that we take over to the laboratory and then crush it to run it. The design mix we're using right now is from the University of Liberia laboratory.
Okay, sir. Can I get the permission to talk with me 1 or 2 of your men?
You're most welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's Major Dada. He is the commander or the head of this team working. So maybe we could talk with
Staff Sergeant Kuyo. He's my NCO and my principal director on the project.
Okay, so how do you feel serving your country in this regard as a soldier, of course, helping with the infrastructure development of the country?
I feel very great because it's an honor to serve in any capacity, whether as a janitor, for me, I'm a soldier. So I do what my commander wants me to do, in line with any orders that are very legal. Yes, so it's a good thing to serve.
Okay, so you are a professional soldier.
Yes, sir.
And of course, you are an engineer.
Yes, sir.
By profession, you are an engineer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so did you learn to become an engineer after joining the army, or did you bring your expertise to the army?
I learned everything from the army.
Wow.
Yes. I was fortunate to go to the United States for training, and so they will have the time United Nations were here. We you also learn from doing a lot. And basically, I learned everything from the army.
So, in other regards, we're talking about a restructured army, and of course, we're talking about people who come to the army, and of course, these people have been transformed, of course, and made people people who are helping to build the country.
You mean the transformation, where the army is transformed?
Yeah.
A lot. Very many opportunities people have when you enlist or when you join the army. Like we call it clueless when it comes to construction or general engineering. But now I can boast. Say I'm an engineer, a certified engineer militarily. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you enjoy doing your
A
work.
lot. I do my job with pride and with dignity. And when it comes to just serving my country, I'm very, very happy to do that.
Okay,
At
so
any time.
So what would you say to maybe one or two persons who are thinking about maybe joining the army at one point in time, but they're scratching their head, they're like thinking that this army is still like the war days AFL?
I will encourage every eligible citizen to enlist. Most especially if you have your skill, the army needs a lot of skilled people through which we can transform this country for the betterment of everybody that will come after us. Because like for me, this is my 14th year in the military now. So let we say that I reach 20 or 30 years, I may retire. So those young guys that we will be encouraging now will be very important that they take our place while we will be living.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the good work.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so let's move along right here. This is Fabric TV. This is Fabric TV, and we're coming to you live from the streets right before Fish Market. You see the kind of work that they're doing right now. I think they are putting the pavement on and trying to even up the place, and they're going to go all the way, as I said, all the way to the junction around around the Oro Junction there from here. And if materials are available, and they're willing to do the both sides of the road. Let's see if we can talk with one or two more of them, and then we shall. Okay, there's another soldier here with the shovel. I'm sure he's working, but maybe just 1 minute, sir. This is Fabric TV. You care to tell us your name? Okay, Sergeant Gibler. Okay. So, how do you feel? I mean, you are a soldier, and of course, working, trying to build up Liberia's infrastructure.
I feel very proud, and I'm working for my country. I feel very proud.
Okay, so what were you before joining the army?
I was a civilian, I was in the civilian war, and I also do a little bit of construction. And when I was enlisted in the army, from there, the army also helped to improve our construction standard. So this is what brought me here.
So you feel proud, as you said, and you're willing to do this. But how would you like to encourage others, perhaps, who are thinking that the army is a place of maybe slavery?
That's how people feel somehow. For me, I encourage any other young people to come and join the army. Because as you work here, you got a lot of experience. When it comes to leadership, you learn that from the army. And a lot of stuff, even work, it gives you a lot of patience to work with everywhere. That's how we are working together here. No matter how big you are, once the leader is small, even younger than you, and he's above you, you must obey him. And likewise, same return happens to you.
And so Liberians can be proud now of their army, of the men and women serving in the army. People like you.
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so let's see with their work as they will have to complete the working time. So let's just see if we can speak with one more person before we wrap up things here. Let me come this way. So, can we just talk to you about less than a minute, please, sir? Okay. We see in the overhaul, and somebody will say, "Oh, wait a minute, I saw your man." Okay, he's a military personnel. Okay, you're working. Tell us your name first.
My name is Sergeant.
Okay, Sergeant Gray Momolu. How do you feel serving your nation in this capacity?
Actually, I feel very good because enrolling into the military was quite important for me because this training means there's so many greater things. And for this reason, I'm a mechanic along my colleague on this reason. But because we were trained in different diversity, so I also serve as mason and also a carpenter.
Wow. Wow. So joining the army was not a mistake.
Actually, it wasn't.
You benefited a lot. There are others who are thinking otherwise because when you think about it, the AFL, especially during the war days, you're like, oh, these are people, they are warring faction and all of that. But it seems like you people are being transformed. The army now is a force for good.
We're very of course for good. And I can encourage anybody out there who really want to be disciplined and be a career person for the future. You can make your way to America when the recruitment starts.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sergeant Gray. Thanks a lot. All right, so folks, you have been seeing us here today, and we'd like to thank the commander himself right here, who, of course, have given us this opportunity. We hope, sir, that we can come back again, maybe the next stage you're working, wherever we want to follow you, and of course, show out the Liberian people. Both in Liberia and outside of Liberia, the sort of good things our army is involved with. Because it's not too many times you see positive things coming from Liberia.
So you're most welcome anytime at Fabric TV, right?
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime. So like I said, as get better weather, the work will progress, and then we'll move to other dimensions of the localities, parking lot, and other section of the sidewalk across the street. Yeah.
Oh,
You're
so,
most welcome anytime.
oh, okay, so there's a parking lot.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you see the entrance there?
Yeah.
That's another phase of the project. That's the second phase of the project. The first phase actually just stretch, and then with time and progress, we move to the second phase, that is the parking lot, and then the third phase will be the section of sidewalk across the street.
Oh, okay. We'll be following up with that as well. Thank you, Major Dada.
Thank you.
Okay, so folks, that's how we like to end this live broadcast right here from Fabric TV on the streets of Simba, to be exact, around the fish market area, directly in front of the Invincible Park that is being constructed here. And of course, we have been talking with some soldiers from the engineering department of the Armed Forces of Liberia that has been transformed into a force for good. And of course, thanks for viewing. Thanks for commenting, and of course, keep watching the Fabric TV. My name is Trojan Kiazulu. See Sylvester Chilopay has been on camera. Let's continue to still celebrate our 174th independence. Thanks for watching.